Cam and Colin, run in here and come get y'all juice.
This is either gonna flop tremendously, or the exact opposite if I choose the right thumbnail. Alright, here we go. Hey guys, I know this isn't like any of my other videos, but if you couldn't tell already, I am obsessed with Wally and I adore him with every atom in my body as a character, and since we're supposedly getting closer and closer to the actual release of Bendy and the Dark Revival, I really want to get this theory out there before the game releases and I'm either proven wrong or right, with no proof of how I'm right, and I won't be able to rub it in people's faces on the internet, because what else do you do on a Saturday night? So I'm gonna try to keep this as short and simple as possible. Now, on with the topic of Bendy and the Dark Revival, I have the suspicion that this little guy right here is none other than Wally Franks, the studio's janitor. Now, I know you might be thinking, like, oh, but the dapper Bendy is Henry Stein, or Wally Franks is Buddy Boris. While both of those theories can easily be proven wrong, as Dreams Come to Life, the first novel, has proven that Daniel, otherwise known as Buddy, is the Boris you meet in chapter 2, and Henry is not a tune as much as I'd like the idea. Not true. In chapter 5, Alison Pendle says that tunes can't step foot in ink puddles, saying, "We're not like you, Henry, and a drop of water in the ocean is rarely seen again." And with Henry being able to wade in large puddles of ink with practically no consequences other than the hallucinations, I think that makes it fairly obvious that Henry is not, in fact, a Toon clone. Wally, on the other hand, has seemed to be kind of an important and relevant figure in the lore. I mean, hell, in the new book, The Lost Ones, the prologue is literally in his point of view. Actually, I'm gonna read some important parts to you. And don't worry, this shouldn't have any spoilers to the actual story in the book. There are secrets here in Joey Drew Studios. I ain't no fool. But I also ain't no detective. Ain't nothing in the dark that isn't there in the light, most of the time. "You moving that machine?" I asked Thomas's back. I just remembered about it now and felt like asking. Machine? That large machine, the one that makes a mess of ink everywhere. I'd seen it all. I'd seen everything. Oh yes, old Wally sees everything, including the machine, including what made the ink on the floors, what dragged it far down the hallways and along the walls. You don't think old Wally hasn't seen it? Oh, Wally sees it all. Ain't nothing in the shadows that isn't there in the light. Except, of course, when there is. And when there is, I'm outta here. See where I'm going with this? See, now, after that little snippet of Maya reads you the new Bendy book while you fall asleep ASMR, it's obvious that, yeah, Wally knows a lot. Maybe too much. That would explain why in the end of chapter 5, Joey had sent a letter to Wally, along with Alison Pendle, now known as Alison Connor. The letters are actually something I haven't seen many people point out or mention very often, which is why I think it's very important, especially to Wally. Because why would Joey send a letter to Wally at all? I mean, heck, even Wally himself was surprised Drew remembered him at all. Well, I mean, it's like I said earlier, he knows too much. And Joey knew about this and wanted to, hide the evidence. By murder, because, like, I mean, I guess he was free, but something else you should keep in mind is that he sent a letter to Wally and Allison, a character you meet in the game. And those were the only people he sent letters to. If he only sent letters to 2 people who knew about the machine, then they must be pretty important. And the last piece of evidence I guess I'd like to talk about is Wally's personality. This one isn't exactly a solid reason or piece of evidence of how he would be some random character that we got introduced by merchandising. But I have noticed that the people that have turned into Toon clones kind of represent the characters they've turned into in some way. Thomas and Buddy both act like Boris in some form. For instance, Thomas has shown to be grumpy and serious, and Daniel has been shown to be timid and quite honestly easily scared. Allison is pretty self-explanatory, and Susie... yeah. Anyways, what I'm getting at is that, Wally has been displayed as laid back, a bit mischievous, and just a positive guy. I wonder who that sounds like. Maybe Joey remembered Wally and, like, just thought about his personality and was like, hey, he kinda acts like Bendy, why don't I experiment with him? And, you know, ruined his life in a span of probably a day. Also, you cannot look me in the eyes and tell me that Tom and Wally don't have the perfect Bendy and Boris dynamic. I don't care what you say. Plus, can you really picture Bendy with anybody else's voice? I mean, like, his Brooklyn accent fits Bendy perfectly. I cannot imagine him with Henry's voice at all. Overall, I'm just extremely desperate for more Wally Franks in this franchise, so I'm kind of using this as a coping mechanism. Hopefully this checks out, and I hope you enjoyed, and support would be really appreciated, especially because I put more effort into this than I have in any of my English projects. So, I don't know, maybe just like the video, maybe, I don't know. And just go enjoy your day, I guess. Bye! Thank you for watching. Don't subscribe if you're trying to see more of this stuff. I am not a theory channel. Love you. Bye bye.